All right, what's up, friends? How's it going? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate and Shit. My name's Eric Crumbaker. Thanks for tuning in. We're out of Claremont, California. And today we got some really cool topics for you. We scoured the internet. We found a bunch of articles, all geared towards real estate. We're going to sit down and debunk them, go over them, tear them apart, screw them up. Either way, we got two beautiful guests with us today. You guys know our standard co-hosts. We have Sadie. How are you, Sadie?
I'm amazing. I have a stand now, so I'm really excited.
She does have a stand. We're making progress to our podcast room. So I like your stand, Sadie. No more having to hold that mic in your hand.
Yeah, I did like it though.
You got an upgrade.
I did.
I love it. And then today we have a new co-host today. We have the beautiful, talented, and professional Stacey Crumbaker. What's up, Stacey? How are you today?
Hello.
What's new in your world?
Well, I guess I have a stand too, but it doesn't have glitter on it.
Not yet.
No, these are
I
these
can
are very.
bedazzle it.
You can bedazzle it, but then who's going to use it next time if it's
Correct.
another?
Well, that means I'm permanently on the show.
Oh, you see what she did there? Ah, smart. You're in real estate, aren't you? You're a true salesman.
I don't know.
That's pretty good. Well,
sad.
ladies, thank you for coming. Stacey, thanks for joining us. You know, Stacey, let's give the viewers who don't know who you are a little bio about who you are. So let me ask you three questions.
Okay.
Who are you? What do you do? Where do you live? And your favorite color?
So I'm Stacey Crumbaker. I'm also Eric Crumbaker's big sister.
Yeah, right.
No, I am your big sister.
Yeah, right.
No, I was born 3 years before you.
Yeah, she says that, but talk to me a little more.
I'm so
So
confused.
You thought he was older?
No.
Oh, because I'm obviously older. I have so much more wisdom.
I would say you guys were like the same age. You guys seem like you're the same age.
I like-
my
I'll take
siblings
that.
are like that.
I will take that.
So I live in Upland,
'Kay.
California.
Okay.
And what was the second question?
What do you do? What do you do?
I'm a realtor.
Oh, you're a realtor. So
I'm a realtor.
Okay,
I've
all
been
right.
a realtor for 6.5 years.
Okay, and how do you like it?
I love it. It's actually my hobby.
What's your favorite thing about being in real estate?
The connections, the people.
Ah, I love it. What a great response.
Yeah,
Okay.
my clients become my closest friends.
Is your favorite color pink?
Yeah, how'd you know?
I don't know. I just guessed.
Which shade of pink, Eric?
I'm going to go with hot pink or Barbie pink.
Yes, good job.
It's-
You really
Which
know
one?
me.
Well, what other pinks would it be?
It's like a bright fuchsia pink.
Yeah, but I mean, what other pinks could it be?
There's baby pink.
Okay, nobody wants baby pink.
There's
Yeah,
rose gold.
that's not pink.
It's pink,
I mean,
Rose gold is rose gold.
but it's still a tone of pink.
Okay, we're going to go with that one. Okay. All right.
no one asked me what my favorite color was when I came on this
Sadie,
show.
what is your favorite color?
My favorite color?
Yellow.
No, that's my sister's favorite color.
Green.
I like green. That's
Blue.
number 2. Green is my response when people tell me that my favorite color isn't a color. My
Oh,
favorite,
it's black.
No, it's glitter.
Okay, you know what? I don't like these stupid trick questions.
If not glitter, then,
My favorite
then
color.
pine green.
My favorite color is glitter.
I like it.
My wife would approve of that.
I like that a lot.
It's been my favorite color since I was like 4. So
So your entire life, people have asked you what color, and you've always said glitter.
yeah, I couldn't give it glitter. I love glitter.
It really is a color, though. I mean, like you look at this, that's glitter.
Glitter. That's why I love your nails.
Yeah, it's glitter.
And hot pink. Well, no, you like
Yeah,
Barbie pink.
I like
Sorry.
Barbie pink.
All right. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Sorry.
I'm glad everyone tuned in for that. So, ladies, Stacey, thanks for coming. I really appreciate you joining us today. Stacey, what we do on this podcast is we really debunk, we go through, we tear apart anything real estate related all over the internet. We source articles from numerous different places, and we, as real estate professionals, go through them with what we know because, as you know, we're in the trenches. We're here every single day. We have a pulse of the market. So it's fun for us to go through and hear these, what would you consider them, writers? Are they publicists? Like, who are these people that write these articles, Sadie, that we tear up?
Yeah, I would say they're like a PR company.
PR companies with opinions on what they
marketing
feel
people.
like about what they feel is the pulse of real estate. And just so you know, none of these people are actually in real estate. None of them hold licenses. They just have opinions on stuff. So it's really fun for us to go in there and tear them up. But yes, Stacey, that's what we do. So get ready, put your gloves on, put your bandana on, Bruce Lee it up, because we're getting down. So my first article, actually, it's usually what we do is we go over things or opinions on where the market is. I actually have a very interesting article that I wanted to bring up to you ladies. So this is actually from Inman. This is an Inman article, and the title is Zillow Accused of wiretapping home buyers' visits to its website. Have you guys heard of this yet?
I read it. Yeah.
Oh, you read it? Oh my gosh. Okay, so Stacey, as I read through this and kind of brush up, what are your opinions on this whole thing? And what is this article about?
Okay, well, I just read that.
Oh, damn. She got caught.
Okay.
She got caught red-handed. She's like every person. This is why we have the podcast. Just so you guys know. Hold on.
I clicked
Viewer,
on it.
this is why we have the podcast, because too many people read the headlines and like, yeah, I read it. So what's it about? Well.
No.
This is good. Sadie, you know that you
I
love
saw
this.
TikTok about it, so that counts.
I read the Cliff Notes.
Wait, hold on. Let me Google the cliff notes for this article. She's so full of shit.
Sorry.
I want to know
This is a
more.
great real estate and shit.
I want to know about how are they wiretapping?
We're gonna
I
go
want
through
to
it.
hear about this.
So, Sadie, this
Drama.
is the new class action lawsuit. It accuses Zillow of digitally looking over the shoulder of people who visit its website and argues that the company is violating wiretapping laws. Two consumers, not going to name Natalie or Kenneth, filed a suit on Monday in federal court in Washington, where obviously Zillow's headquartered. The complaint alleges that Zillow deploys computer code that allows it to record a consumer's interaction with its website, then creates a video reconstruction of those interactions. This amounts to an invasion of privacy of website visitors and violates the Washington wiretapping law, according to the complaint. So this sounds very weird to me. It's almost like AI intelligence is not like video recording you, but like records your actions on the website and then mimics it and makes a video of you mimicking on the website kind of thing.
I don't get it.
like a cartoon, like it is like
Very,
reenacted.
Sadie, this is what I think it is. So, Stacey, it says the suit claims that recording consumers' online interactions results in electronic equivalent of looking over the shoulder of each visitor to the Zillow website for an entire duration of the website's interaction.
Are they talking about like when they call in and they get directed to an agent and that's recorded? Because all that is recorded.
It is recorded, but
they don't ask.
I don't think that's what it is. It says at another point, the complaint, it describes the session replay code used to record consumers' activity as being deployed. I don't know how to spell. I'm an idiot, so you guys can tell me what this word means. Clandestinity?
Clandestine.
No,
No.
Clandestinely.
Clandestinely? Like clandestine, but then Lee?
It's
Clandestinely.
That's it. It's clandestinely.
Why? They always add big words like that.
They
Like,
do that
we
on
don't
purpose
talk
because
to
we're
people like
idiots and they know we don't know
Well,
these
that's
big
bad
words.
journalism. Like I said, you're supposed to talk to people like they're in third grade.
I agree.
They won't understand.
So
I don't understand.
In quotes, it says, while session replay code is utilized by websites for some legitimate purposes, it goes well beyond normal website analytics when it comes to collecting the actual contents of communications between website visitors and websites, the suit claims. Asked about the suit, Zillow spokesman told Inman the company takes privacy and security very seriously. We are transparent with our users to the privacy policy, which explains, The lawsuit also names Microsoft as a defendant. That's because, according to the lawsuit, Zillow contracts with a computer giant. Later, the suit also claims that users have an expectation of privacy. However, session replay code can track all mouse movements, clicks, scrolls, zooms, window resizes, keystrokes, text entry, and numerous other forms of the user's navigation interaction through the website. So it's not just the voice, Stacey. They're tracking clicks, scrolls, zooms, house movements, resizes, keystrokes, all this. And it says, while the consumer's privacy is primary concern of the suit, it also suggests that deploying code to record consumers' interaction with the website can expose people to the possibility of identity theft. This is very interesting. In all reality, I'm learning something really new right now because they're recording the whole usage of one's interaction on Zillow. So I click onto Zillow, I search for a home in Upland, I'm looking at a property, I'm scrolling down, I'm looking at the HOA dues, and I'm looking at other properties because I'm scanning through the website. It's tracking all this like a...
It's no different than what our phones already do.
Stacey, I agree.
Yeah, it's no different. I mean, our phones track everything we do. Right now, we could talk about a mascara.
Okay.
And
boom, it's on Instagram.
It's gonna already come up on my app.
So you guys think this is
in my hands
this
already.
is a BS lawsuit, correct?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Zillow's
no.
not. You guys don't feel Zillow's doing anything wrong. You guys are okay with this type of wiretapping from Zillow's AI intelligence.
Well, there's nothing that sensitive going. We're not putting in credit card numbers. We're not putting in things like that. And also, because people who, real estate agencies that use Zillow get these insights. That's how we can see how many people have looked at a listing through Zillow's site. Like, we have access to that too. I don't know how anyone's gonna abuse that except for just use it for their own marketing purposes. So
I agree.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. But you guys are fine with this. So if you're fine with this, I'm fine with this.
I feel like you sign something. Everywhere you go, you accept cookies, you sign it. You can have your firstborn kid, whatever. Apple owns me.
Yeah, they're not going to win that.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm reading through this article, it sounds just like another lawsuit. Another headline.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. All right, you guys ready for this one? And I like this one because I'm kind of a critic of this company. Always have been. But I appreciate the company because years ago, we actually met with the company about opening a brokerage. But either way, here it is. This is another Inman article. By the way, do you guys subscribe to Inman?
I do.
Great. By the way, Stacey, doing these podcasts, I've subscribed to about 15 different websites like LA Times, New York Times, Bloomberg, Inman. My credit card bill next month is going, because the first 2 months is like $1.
Yeah.
And then after that, we charge you $1,000.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for 2 months from now to see everything go through. And I'm going to get like, hey, your card's declining.
Then you cancel, and then you re-sign up with a different email.
Oh, so I'm just have 1,000 emails?
No, I'm just saying.
I like this.
We have a Google Suite for a reason.
This is good. Okay, so next Inman article. Everything to know about Compass Tech as the brokerage pivots. So from what I know, Compass is having a little struggle with trying to stay afloat because they've expanded and put so much money out over the last couple years. So here's the article. It says, with the industry and the market changing faster than ever, and this is not even what I'm supposed to do. This is like another thing on the article. Nothing about the article. Now I'm going to get to the article. It says, it's a pivotal time right now for Compass and for Greg Hart. Hart first joined Compass as Chief Product Officer in 2020 after spending more than 2 decades in the leadership position at Amazon. Over an ensuing couple of years, he must have been doing something right because earlier this year, a leadership shakeup saw him promoted to the position of Chief Operating Officer with Compass. At the same time, Hart has been rising in the ranks of Compass itself and has been the focus of intense scrutiny in the real estate world. In part, that has to do with the company's size and rapid growth, which I just spoke about. Earlier this year, Compass dethroned Anywhere's a company atop the prestigious Mega 1000 rankings of real estate brokerages by sell volume. But the firm has also continued to lose money in most of its recent earnings report, outlined several cost-saving measures that are meant to create positive cash flow by next year. All of which is to say, there has never been more attention and more pressure on Compass than right now. In that context, Hardy recently sat down for a chat with Inman to discuss where the company is and where it's headed. Hart had to say via the version of the conversation below, says, for starters, talks with me generally about what more, This is nothing very important. It says, Hart, we talked about our second quarter earnings call that despite the fact that market overall is going through a bit of a turndown with the industry transaction falling 10% in Q2, Compass was able to grow transactions 2%. And I think that's really a testament to the power of our agents. We have an amazing agents, blah, 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 blah. What is your opinion on Compass? And what do you guys feel, if you guys have done any research on Compass, what's their longevity? What's their livelihood? Do you see them facing adversity? And with the market shifting, with sales down, pendings down, companies and brokerages that have expanded so wide over the last 3 years, where they stand now, big gaps, big holes, how do you guys feel about Compass? How do you guys feel about the problems that they're facing?
Well, my cousin works for Compass.
Oh.
Not as an agent, but as admin.
Okay.
So when they cut 10%, they told all of the people that they didn't cut, you're we need you, and then they cut more people.
Oh.
So, but she's still there. But
she made the cut.
She made the cut.
She made 2 cuts.
Yeah, she's like, I'm too necessary to the biz. She said they gave her some jargon.
Okay.
And then, which is good. I'm glad she's still there.
Yeah.
But they hired a lot of people in a lot of the admin roles, and I think that's where they had issues. So if he's saying that 2% or whatever extra that they did, I can't imagine it makes up for the thousands of people that had their jobs cut. I don't know. It just seems like It sucks.
I think so. I
agree.
think during the pandemic, a lot of certain types of companies expanded. Like look at Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon built a ton of distribution centers and had plans and hopes to open up tons of distribution centers during the pandemic when consumer spending was high.
Yeah.
And same thing with real estate. Real estate, was on fire during the pandemic. So I think that now that everything's kind of slowed down a little bit, I think it's like any other business that expanded or had hopes of expanding because of the business they received during the pandemic. I mean, Amazon's closing or canceling the build out of quite a few different distribution centers all over the country. So I think that a lot of businesses are feeling this effect of growing exponentially at a certain time for a certain reason and then having to pull back because the demand isn't there.
Yes. Do you feel they're going to stay afloat? Do you think they have any problems going forward? Do you think Compass will be here forever?
I think they will stay afloat.
I think that there's so many. I see Compass all over the place, and there's so many brokerages.
Yeah, I don't think it's something.
There's so many.
I personally see Compass being bought out over the next 2 years. That's my opinion.
Who do you think would buy them out? What kind of company?
Realogy. There's a lot of big companies that Zillow. A lot of companies would want to buy out Compass, especially if they're cash flow negative and they're hurting to stay afloat.
Yeah, but there's a lot of companies that are cash flow negative that are still.
I get it. The problem is, in my opinion, they sell a product. I don't think Compass actually has a product to sell other than its agents. And from what I know, from my pulse, Compass has cut all their signing bonuses that they've promised to agents. So if they promise me a signing bonus all the way up till next year, my signing bonus got cut.
Yeah.
They're not. They're no longer giving me the money that they promised me. So from what I know, some agents are leaving because they never got the support they wanted, and they only stayed because they were getting the money. Now they're not getting the support or the money, and now they're thinking of what's next.
Well, I know of a little cute company in Claremont called Human Element that's expanding, and so if any of them want to come join and onboard with us, they can do that.
On a side note, some of the greatest companies were built and expanded in a downturn.
Yeah.
Most of the biggest and greatest companies to this day were spawned in a downturn. And I feel that we're in a really good position because we don't have the capability to expand like Compass did in a great market. We've started in a middle down market. So really, I think the sky's the limit for us, really, because everything that we are growing into, we've put together ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that's really true. All right, so moving on from Inman. Next on our topics, it says Inman came out with some really good stuff. It says headline, that's a deal breaker. 15 reasons. That's a deal breaker. 15 reasons why buyers are backing out. This is good for you, Stacey.
Yeah.
Says the recent uptick in canceled contracts reveals that buyers with tepid toes have begun actively looking for valid ways to terminate their purchases. Says as the market continues to shift and battles closer to a buyer's market, some buyers currently in contract are developing a severe case of buyer's remorse
they feel they overpaid.
Cold feet. Yes.
And they want to go back and renegotiate.
Yep. And it says doubtful of their purchase and questioning of the timing. Some are looking for any possible bailout of the contract. Just in a few short months, most offers we received had most, if not all, contingencies removed. Fast forward to today, and homes are now going into contract with all contingencies in play. This effectively means that anything that happens to the loan, the property appraises under value, or something detrimental is discovered during the inspection period, then the buyer has the right to cancel and get their deposit returned. It says in a recent uptick in canceled contracts reveals that buyers with tepid toes have actively began looking for valid ways to terminate their purchase contract. Here's a list of the top 15 deal breakers. You guys ready for them?
Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
I know. 15's a lot. All right. Actually, Stacey, I'm going to let you guess. The first, I'm not going to make you guess all. What do you think the number one deal breaker is for buyers right now?
That they feel like they overpaid. Because the market was different when they wrote the offer, and they wrote the offer thinking that the market was where it was, and now it's not. So they're like, oh, shoot. I bet I could have gotten this like $20,000, $30,000 less.
No, but that's going to be one of them. I guarantee it. This is appraisal anomalies. So it says appraisals have never been the exact science. In many cases, the primary goal is to determine whether the property is valued at the contract price. It says, as a result, in our market, appraisals often come in at the exact as a contract price. Declining market. There's no meeting in the minds. Low appraisals can spell doom for a transaction. So actually, it kind of does deal with what you said, Stacey, because appraisals are coming back lower.
Well, it depends on what comps the appraiser is using. Because if the appraiser is using comps from 3 to 6 months ago, the appraisal will more than likely come in at value. If it's, but if they're looking at comps based on the past.
Yeah, and buyers aren't coming up with extra cash right now.
No.
Number 2, foundation flaws. So it says, like our feet, everything is good, everything is above is secure. If there's any issues, however, it can translate into serious problems. Why some minor cracks can be okay, more significant issues. Recommendation. So yeah, foundation flaws. So they're actually using foundation flaws in the inspection report to cancel because they're getting tepid toes. Number 3, electrical errors. So electrical codes, anything with the electrical in the house is giving buyers a reason to cancel, like electrical panels not being upgraded, outlets not working.
Well, yeah, because now a lot of people are driving electric cars, and in order to support an electric car in a house, that panel has to be updated. If the house was built prior to, I think, the 70s, it's an old electrical panel. So most people are really caring, and also they work from home. So in order to be able to work from home and have all these, this technology in your home, and you need an updated panel.
I agree. Number 4, let's go through these. We're going to bust through these. Number 4, plumbing problems, which makes sense. 5, roofing problems. Number 6, moldy manifestations. I don't know why they use these words. 7, pest predicaments.
Oh, I like this. They're using alliteration. When I used to write headlines, I'd always make them all the same letter.
Structural shortcomings.
There we go.
Water worries.
Okay, this is funny. I mean,
neighborhood nuances.
Nuisances.
I got a head turn that I can't read.
We have the same tank top on too, so
we do in different colors.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you added that into this.
Yeah. Well, just to let everyone know.
Does it deal with title troubles?
Title troubles with
toes. Everything's the same. So it's title troubles, permit problems like PP.
Yeah, that's what
we just said.
You guys know I'm slow.
That's what alliteration means. It means you use like
we had
the same letter to start
Sadie,
everything.
Sadie, you should be writing these articles.
No.
Remodeling, remonstrations.
How do you spell it?
remonstrations.
Remodel, all right.
Monsterations.
Okay. I'm not going to get mad about it only because they're really trying to stick with the theme.
Disclosure dilemmas.
There we go. We're back.
Ready for number 15?
Yeah.
You guys are going to love this.
Wait, just tell us the first word. Let's try to guess the second one.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, okay. That's a good one.
Hazardous.
Hazardous. I want to say just like house, but that doesn't.
No.
Hazardous.
Havoc.
Havoc. No. Yeah, well, we get the
hazardous
coming.
Health issues. What is it?
No.
Hazardous
habitats.
Oh.
No, lame.
Go back to tepid toes.
This is all
Was
hilarious.
that one tepid toes?
Because they said tepid toes twice.
They did.
Tepid toes.
So, what do you guys, Stacey? Let me ask you a question. On these 15 reasons buyers are canceling.
Yeah.
Are your buyers canceling for any of these 15 issues right now?
Yeah, they are.
Talk to me.
Well, they're canceling because they have these issues and then ask for the seller for a credit to remedy these issues, and the seller is not understanding that we're in a different market, and they're saying peace out.
Interesting. Okay. So I actually have another article. This is another Inman article. The headline is The Agent Outlook. How will the market determine your strategy? I like this one. Says this is where market psychology and behavioral finance gets interesting. Eric Fournier of Living shares this week's market insight and says it's time to focus on what counts. As we complete the first week of September, we can officially reflect on August's housing data and the story being told by the trends. The latest time data from Realtor.com indicates that list prices decelerated for the third month in a row, Stace, as homeowners opted out of selling their low-interest, high-equity homes. Normally, few sellers would cause days on markets to go down. However, for the first time since 2020, Sadie, days on market increased for sellers. This is a result of weakened buyer demand, causing inventory levels to continue to grow, even though fewer listings are hitting the market. The increase in active inventory is welcomed by buyers, obviously, who are still actively searching for their next home, as they have more choices than they did a year ago. So, what are your thoughts as I scroll through here on what's the new strategy for an agent outlook? And it says one really quickly. It says sales prices. The national list price to sold price ratio finally found its way below 100% for the first time in nearly 18 months. Home prices have retreated from their record highs as mortgage rates kicked up and backed up this week. Rising interest rates combined with typical Labor Day showing slowdown led more to price reductions in price than usual for the first time in a year. Stacey, what do you think about this price reduction and the deceleration that we're experiencing in September from August?
I mean, I think we're just heading into a more normal market.
All right.
You know?
Has there been a holiday hangover?
For which holiday?
Labor Day? For the laborers?
Like how there have been less buyers out because of, not an actual hangover, but metaphorical.
I still think we have I think it's still very healthy.
Well, just so you know, during Labor Day weekend, showing traffic decreased significantly on showing time.
Well, yeah, but that's for obvious reasons.
Because we want to party.
That's what I'm saying. Is there a holiday hangover?
Well, wasn't Labor Day like last weekend?
This article is written today.
Okay. I mean, yeah, sure. Yes, there is a holiday hangover. Everyone's hungover. Everyone was.
You can disagree. You're allowed to disagree with whatever you want. That's what we do, anyways.
Yeah,
say they're wrong.
I don't know. I don't think. I still have my phone's still ringing.
I love it. Okay. All right. Well, it says what? It's so funny. It actually says what slowdown? ? One region that remains strong. Are you ready for this? Is the Southeast, with Florida dominating home price growth once again. Damn, we need to move to Florida.
That's weird.
Aside from Florida having the highest home price gains in the nation, it has the top two metros for appreciation as well. Tampa logged the highest year-over-year home price increase of the country's largest metros of 29%, while Miami claims the nation's second largest slot at 27%. And in case you're wondering, Stacey, Sadie, who finds themselves ranked dead last in appreciation, I'll let you guys guess. Give me a city and state.
City and state that's dead last in appreciation.
Dead last.
San Francisco?
No.
Oh,
Other
that's a
side.
good
Actually,
one.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of hint. Other side of the country.
Oh.
New York.
Nope, not far off, but kind of in the
Philadelphia.
southwest.
I have no idea how
East.
geography even works.
No.
Washington, D.C.
Oh, I was like Nashville. But
Can you
no.
believe that?
No, yeah, no.
Kind of crazy. So I'm gonna go on. It says choose your path. Says, and this is where the market psychology and behavioral finance gets interesting. Newly listed homes are down double digits from 2021, yet sellers are pricing their homes more aggressively than the fundamentals might indicate they should. Typically, we'd see this type of seller psychology in markets with a surplus of supply. However, Stacey, the housing market is still facing a significant shortage of inventory. While there has been an improvement in the number of homes actively for sale, active home listings lag the pre-pandemic levels. Fewer people are searching for home for sale on Google when compared to this time last year. Searches for this term were down 21% from earlier this year. Before you crash, addicts panic about a 20% reduction in search traffic. Today's search demand aligns with the same traffic today we saw in 2018 and 2019. Confusion and uncertainty remain central theme for the housing market, yet the most confusing part to me, not me, the guy who wrote this, trying to grasp why agents continue to foolishly waste their days worrying about near-term direction of the market. As Warren Buffett once told investors, predicting the rain doesn't count. Building arcs does. Damn, Warren. Oh, Warren, you go, Warren. Says, I can't help but think this is also imparting wisdom to real estate agents. The choice is yours. Will you give your time to foolishly predicting the future, or will your actions and habits create your future? ? Remember, Stacey and Sadie, the market never determines your outcome. It only determines your strategy. Dun, dun, dun. Really? So what are your thoughts on this, other than cool?
You know, I
TikTok,
yeah.
TikTok.
I don't know.
Well, that article didn't give me much information about how to change strategy. That's what I thought we were gonna get is like some insight on how to pivot.
Yeah.
But I felt like they were like,
The article
oh
was
well,
really boring.
you should be able.
Oh, wow.
Well, I feel like they should. I wish they would have given some
as you were
feedback.
reading it, I was kind of falling asleep.
Okay. You've been falling asleep for most of this time. I've been noticing.
No, that's mean. I'm not. I've been super engaged.
Just so you know, these facial expressions that you make, they're all caught on camera.
Yeah, I know. I just think I feel like the article was just not very engaging.
All right. Well, Stacey, this next article is geared towards you. You ready for it?
Yeah.
All right.
excited.
Here we go. Says 3 things buyers can do in today's housing market. You ready for this, Stace? You talk to me, Stace. All right. Here we go. Says it's clear in 2022 housing market has been defined by raising mortgage rates with rates on the rise. So I'm going to redo that one if you don't mind. Stacey, can you bear with me on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Says it's clear in 2022 housing market has been defined by rising mortgage rates. With rates on the rise, it's also becoming more costly to purchase a home. According to the National Association of Realtors, NAR, compared to 1 year ago, the monthly mortgage payment rose to $1,944 from $1,265, an increase of 53.7%. If you're thinking of buying a home or have been trying to recently, that's a big increase in your monthly mortgage payment, and it may be causing you to press the pause on your plans. This step is making homes less affordable, especially compared to the last 2 years when mortgage rates were at historic lows. The good news is, Stacey, you can navigate today's housing market with rising rates environment with a few simple steps. Here are 3 simple steps, Stacey, they consider to help you make home ownership goal a reality. So, Sadie, you might want to listen to this one. This could be the 3 tips that you've been needing. Stacey, you can tear these up. All right, 1, expand your search and criteria.
Yeah, no.
Well, I feel like a lot of people buy their homes based on where they work and where their kids go to school. So I'm sorry, but like if kids go to school and they work near Claremont, they can't afford Claremont, then everything in our surrounding area is kind of really around the same price point-ish.
Yeah.
So where are they supposed to go? Like out to like Riverside County?
Southeast Florida, apparently.
Ooh, I like the Florida. Well, it says consider stepping out of your ideal location, searching into nearby cities. You might find better prices with more fair square footage. So, like going down to Eastvale, Stace, is what they're kind of.
Eastvale's not cheap anymore, Eric. Eastvale's really expensive.
Is it?
Well, it's cheaper than Claremont.
I was gonna say it's cheaper than Claremont.
Not much.
Do you know what our average
You guys
price?
would be very surprised.
Do you know what our average price point is here?
In Claremont?
Yeah.
It's probably in the 9s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not in the 9s in Eastvale.
You would be surprised, actually.
No, I'm sure there are homes for the 9s in
really,
Eastvale.
Eastvale's really expensive.
I bet you
right
Eastvale's
now.
in the 6s and 7s.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
It's higher than that.
Nazar, if you're hearing this, can you correct me on the comments
It is
below?
so much higher than that.
All right. Well, let's go to number 2, Stacey. Number 2 is explore alternative financing options. What about this? I actually think this is a really good one because I've always said it. Big box brokers or mortgage brokers, I've never liked them. I feel like their packages are really tough. You go to small people, small lenders, and they're able to pull rabbits out of hats. They're able to give you a different package. They're able to, work with you more or dance the dance with you.
Well, they can cut through a lot of the red tape.
Agreed.
When we had Jason Smith here the other day, he was able to tell
Shout
us.
out to Jason Smith.
We were able to hear about some programs that
Buying down your rates.
Buying down your rate for a short period of time.
Yeah,
for, the 322 or the 311 and all that. It was actually really good. But the only issue with that, though, is that you have to actually have money to buy down that rate with.
Yes, you do.
Not everybody has that.
But they also were putting that into the contract. Remember, they're actually
like a seller credit.
they're actually putting it into the credit
If it works,
if it works out in that
Yeah.
situation. Which I mean, when we put it that way, is actually very smart.
Yeah, for
So it says working with a trusted lender to learn more about different loan types and options. I'll be honest with you guys. If you guys are listening to this one, exploring the alternative financing options, it's such a big one. Most people that I know will just go to one lender and call it a day. Not many people that I know call 3 lenders, call 4 lenders, call 5 lenders. I'm telling you, if you called 5 lenders right now and I'm going to give you the Pepsi challenge, you're going to get 5 different responses. And actually, one of the responses you're going to get from one of the lenders saying, hey, go with that guy because he beat me. So this is one that I don't think a lot of people dig into enough. So I think that's a huge one. Stace, number 3, look for grants, gift funds, and down payment assistance. This is a good one.
If they qualify for it. So there's a lot of down payment assistant programs, but there are certain locations, certain price points you have to qualify for that. So yeah, if you could do it, that's great. It's not, but not everybody can qualify for that.
Okay, where would you go to find, if you do qualify, where would you go to look for grants or gift funds, or where would you find more down payment assistance, Stacey?
Well, you have to talk to your trusted lender for that.
Jason Smith. I like it. But you don't know personally? You wouldn't know like a website, like a state website that have like packages for first-time home buyers?
I would have to look through my notes.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head now.
It says here, many local governments and nonprofit organizations offer down payment assistance grants and loans targeted to area borrowers and often with specific borrower requirements. It's very interesting. It says, bottom line, Stacey and Sadie, you've been searching for a home and have found yourself stepping out of the process because you're worried about rising costs. Let's connect. I think this guy's trying to get their business.
Yeah.
Let's connect. Call me.
Yep.
All right. So moving on. We're kind of on time. I'm liking this on timeness. Where are we at? So this is going to be... No, that's not it. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Okay, next article. It says, is the real estate market slowing down or is this a housing bubble? And this is from Current Keeping Matters. It says, let's talk. The talk of a housing bubble in the coming years seems to be a fever pitch as rising mortgage rates continue to slow down. When was this article written? Hold on, really quickly. Okay, all right. So, is real estate market slowing down, or is this a housing bubble? This is an actual article. We did this last week. I'm gonna skip that one. So it says, this is another one. This is from Keeping Current Matters. It says, buyers are regaining some of their negotiation power in today's housing market. I like this one. It says, if you're thinking of buying a home today, there's welcome news. Even though it's still a seller's market, it's more moderate seller's market than last year. And the days of feeling like you need to waive contingencies or pay drastically over asking to get your offer considered may be coming to a close. Just want to clap to that. This is a big thing. This is great for all buyers on the market. Don't take this as a down thing. This is a positive thing. It says today you should have less competition and more negotiating power for the negotiators. That's because the intensity of a buyer demand and bidding wars is easing this year. So if bidding wars were the biggest factor for you is sitting out last year, now's the time for you to enter the market. Number one, the return of contingencies. Over the last 2 years, more buyers are willing to skip important steps in the home buying process, like the appraisal, inspection, or trying to win a bidding war. But now, fewer people are waiving the inspection and the appraisal. The latest data from the National Association of Realtors, Stacey, shows the percentage of buyers waiving their home inspections and appraisals is declining. On a recent survey from Realtor.com confirms more sellers are accepting offers that include these contingencies today. 95% of sellers reported buyers requested a home inspection. 67% of sellers negotiated with buyers on repairs as a result as the inspection's findings. You should send this to your
right?
You should send this to Jeff. Hey Jeff, we're sending this right over to you. This goes to show buyers are more able to include these conditions in their offers today and negotiate as time needed on the outcome of the inspection. Number two, sellers are more willing to help with closing cost. Generally, closing costs range between 2 and 5% of the purchase price of the home. Before the pandemic, it was a common negotiation tactic for sellers to cover some of the buyer's closing costs to sweeten the deal. This didn't happen as much during the peak buyer frenzy over the past 2 years. Today, in the market shift and as the demand slows, data from Realtor.com suggests it's making a huge comeback. The recent article shows 32% of sellers paid some, if not all, of their buyers' closing costs. This has to be a negotiation tool. This may be a negotiation tool if you see your buyers looking for a lot of property and only having single offers on the property. Next, bottom line, regardless of the extreme competitive housing market over the past several years, today's data suggests negotiations are starting to come back on the table. Stacey, talk to me. Is this good news or bad news? And how are you feeling at the table with your negotiations on your buyers?
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely a good thing. I think that buyers had their hands tied behind their back for 2 years.
Yeah.
And so now they can go into this feeling like they actually have a voice.
Yeah.
And that they're validated, that they can actually go into looking at a home and actually having an inspection and caring about what comes up on that inspection. A lot of the times they had an inspection, they're like, well, I guess we got our offer accepted, so there's that. So I guess we're just going to have to deal with, bad plumbing and this and that and all these things that are wrong with the house because they had to settle with that house.
Agreed.
Because it was the only one that they got their offer accepted on. So I feel like this is a good thing for buyers. It gives them more leverage, it gives them more negotiating power, and it gives them more choices.
I completely agree. I'm actually haven't been more excited as a buyer to be looking at property right now. I said it in our meeting the other day, our brokerage meeting. It's nice to walk into a property these days as a buyer. Look at the detail of the property, not feel like you have to walk in and be like, yeah, this is it. This is it. What do we need to do? How do we get this home? I need to write how much over? $1 million over? Oh my God, yeah, remove everything. Give my 2 kids too. Let's get this house.
Yeah.
Now I walk in, I'm like, okay, wow, there's some chips there. There's some things here. Like when was this done or when was that done? Like
you can take your time.
You feel like you can ask questions. Before, if you were to ask an agent any questions, they're like, wait, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got 12 offers already, and you're asking this question?
Yeah.
Cam was just saying, he's like, I'm so excited. I'm taking my clients to see the house that they really liked for a second time. And I was like,
a second
you
time?
You do that? Because I've only been here for a year. And for me, it was
there's no such thing as second time.
If we made it to the open house, it's like, by Monday, we have all these offers.
Well, and usually
so
if you saw it at an open house, you were standing in line for like 20 minutes just to get into the open house.
Easily. And I think in all reality, and I said it in the past, I'd rather have a 6% interest rate knowing that I can reduce or buy down the interest rate or refinance in the future. But I'd rather have a 6% interest rate than competing with 12 other offers, writing $150,000 over.
For sure.
Not knowing if my inspection of the home's going to fall apart the day I buy it, not knowing all these things that you just kind of gave up, knowing that 6% is going to get, that's fine. I'll take the 6%. I'll take the 6.25. And then about 2 years from now, refinance, knowing that I didn't have to go through a crazy process to buy this freaking home. Yeah. And then uncover in the walls that I had mold or something so stupid that you couldn't even do. Yeah. It's such a great time to buy. It's crazy. I have to admit, Sadie, as I've been scouring the internet for negative articles, I feel like articles are getting less and less negative. Yeah. They're actually seeing the positive side.
It's because of our podcast.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. All right, so I have a new article for you guys. This is from LA Times. It's Los Angeles County commits to ending LA County commits to ending eviction moratorium. So I'm going to say that again because I can't speak.
Moratorium.
Yeah. Los Angeles County commits to ending the eviction moratorium by year's end. Are you guys familiar with the moratorium? Are you guys familiar with anything like that? You can't.
Is it like you can just basically say I can't pay my rent because of COVID, so I'm gonna?
Yes, actually, my in-laws, they have at least 6 people right now that haven't paid rent since this whole thing started. So it says Los Angeles County will move forward with a path and a plan to lift its pandemic-era eviction moratorium and other renter protections by the end of this year, according to a 3-2 vote Tuesday by the Board of Supervisors. Officials will perform a robust outreach to make sure that the tenants and landlords in the county's 88 cities are prepared for the end of their renter protections, said Supervisor Kathleen Bargan, who introduced the motion. Given the resources we put into play, the financial resources to help both tenants and landlords to collect rent, it's time for us to begin moving forward, she said during Tuesday's meeting. The county's moratorium, which took effect in March 2020, has protected tenants against no-fault evictions and evictions for nuisance, unauthorized occupants, or pets, and not providing entry to landlords. It also provided protections against harassment, retaliation, implement a rent increase freeze for mobile homes and rent-stabilized units, and extended certain eviction protections for non-payment or rent due to financial hardships related to COVID-19. Wow, that was a mouthful. What are you guys' opinion on this? Are you guys for or against ending this for tenants that haven't paid rent to their landlords over the past 3 years?
Well, I mean, I get why they put it to begin with in the very beginning.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But now it's just to the time where it's like, you know, a lot of these landlords, that's their income. That's how they.
Yeah.
That's how, you know.
And
so.
I was a bartender. I didn't have a job, and then I got unemployment, whatever. But like, I still paid my rent, and people around me were like, "Oh, we're not going to pay. You don't have to pay." And I'm like, "That sucks." Like that. I don't know. I couldn't. I was
Morally,
in the
it
position,
doesn't feel good.
No.
You know.
But yeah, that's also people their income. Like,
That's their income,
so one
yeah.
person's not eating tonight. Who is it?
Well, you know, it's funny. Dave White's friend, because a lot of his friends, one of his friends was in a 16-unit building. Not one person has paid rent in 2 years, and he's forced to sell the property now.
That sucks.
So, like, it's those people that I feel bad for because they're being totally taken advantage of. I actually think the government is behind all this because they want to buy our property from us
Yeah,
and
if they-
control property. My own conspiracy theory, well, not here nor there.
I can believe it.
I personally think this is a good a thing for LA County.
Yeah.
I think that you know what I'm interested in is how it's going to work out. So let's say you didn't pay for 2 years. So you just start paying, you have to pay back what you owed. Like, how does this work out? Because it doesn't say on here. I'm just interested.
They don't pay back what's owed. It's like they.
So you just now start paying
Well, no-
rent?
no,
you just
they-
live there for free for 2 years?
No, they're probably just going to be evicted. I mean,
Yeah.
the landlord will probably
Yeah.
not allow them to stay.
I guarantee you right now, they're not going to evict people if people start paying their rent. There's gonna be something to it, like,
I don't know how that
like
works.
because I don't feel they're gonna be able to get the back payments from people. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting how this works out. But you guys are both for the whole
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, it should end.
It's been like
It's been
2.5
yeah,
years.
it's
Like,
time.
come on, time to pay your rent, people.
yeah, it's
Sorry.
I completely agree. Next, have you guys heard about all the shootings happening in LA recently? Like the rapper who got killed yesterday, P&B
Roscoe's
at
Chicken
Roscoe's
and
Chicken and Waffles. He's not the first. I'm actually
know.
every day I see a couple people being mugged through LA.
Which Roscoe's?
It's the original
Any of them,
Oh,
Sadie.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that Cena one's okay.
Well, apparently, you know, this actually got hit ESPN the other day because there was someone talking about it, and they're saying, you know, people need to stop wearing their jewelry out in LA. It is a city that you don't want to be caught flaunting nice things in. And even if you're in a nice car, there's a chance people are going to take you and follow you home.
That's all LA is about. People just like showing off and having clout.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I just wanted to know your guys' two takes on.
Well, it's sad that that's the world we live in.
'Kay.
Number one, but it is the world we live in. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to pivot and adjust. And I don't know. I don't know the solution.
You don't know the solution. I'm not asking for the solution. I'm just saying, isn't it? What do you think of all these people in LA, like just being mugged for?
Horrible. It's horrible. I mean, I don't. It's. What do
It's
you want?
horrible, but they're also like targets too. Like, I'm not gonna. I personally
don't know,
know.
just
I
because-
know what I can and can't wear in certain situations in certain places.
'Kay.
Because I don't want to be targeted.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying you shouldn't be excited and happy that you have like a
I wear
dope
very
chain,
minimal stuff out.
But yeah,
I don't wear
know.
anything nice.
And I used to
Actually, I don't
live
even
in
let my wife to wear her purse with her.
when I used to live in SF, like people would get their Jordans literally like stolen off their own feet. Like four teenagers would come over and be like, "Give me your shoes."
I would
and
say,
they'd, like,
okay.
harass them and, yeah,
There
and
you
they
go.
would. And
well,
they
it's
care.
because you have like 100 other ones in your closet.
I didn't think that
doesn't
thought
mean
didn't
that
go
you-
through my
That
head.
doesn't mean he wears them all.
What thought goes through my head is I want to get out of this situation. What's the quickest way that I can get out of this scot-free?
Let those bad boys off.
Give them what they need
Yeah.
and run.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna head out of here really quickly, Stacey. Really quickly, did you know Kim Kardashian is selling her home?
That's not. It's one of the homes. That's not the home she lives in.
Oh, well,
She's about Kim
and
K.
tell me
Real
more. Tell me more.
It's the one that's listed for $6 million.
60.
Oh.
Is it the one by Kanye where he just
So
bought
Which
it
one is
says
it?
a $60 million Hidden Hills mansion that serves as her primary residence.
Oh, I
the
heard
home
that she
next
was
door to
selling-
what she purchased for $800,000 over asking.
Oh,
Yeah.
I read a different article then because I thought there was another home that she didn't live in that I don't know. I can't keep up with the.
Actually, it
Kardashians.
says Kim's selling
can't
two.
either.
She's
have a
selling
show.
both of her houses. Actually, she's not selling one. She's selling two of her houses. you think she's moving out of the state?
I think she's going to Southeast Florida.
Actually, Sadie, I actually think you could be correct. Yeah. What do you think? Where do you think she's moving, Stace?
There's no way. There's
do you
no
think?
way she's leaving.
What do you think
LA.
about her relationship split with Kanye?
That was old news, Eric.
Trust me, it's not old. They still talk.
He's
There's still
still
shit going on.
Yeah, but
There's
that's
still
old
shit
news.
going on.
I think we should be talking about her split from Pete. Broke my heart.
I know that was.
That broke your heart. You knew that was a speed bump. He was just a speed bump. He was a fling. Yeah, he was I need to get laid because my ex-husband's a piece of shit, and I just need to get.
Well, I think she needs to date somebody who's not in show business, who's not a celebrity, who's not in the public eye. Somebody who's really, because I think she's really smart. I think someone who's like really smart. Like
he tattooed her kids' names on his body.
He's kind of stupid.
Well, that's Pete Davidson. He's wild.
Okay, I'll tell you right now, Carrie and I are not divorced and we don't have kids, but I will tell you, if Carrie and I had kids and her new boyfriend tattooed my children's names on his neck, I'm not sure how I would feel about that.
It's a little inflammatory, yeah.
I mean, literally,
that's a little aggressive.
That's aggressive.
That's aggressive.
When I heard that, I was like, damn, he's got balls.
That's aggressive.
Yeah, that's like a pissing match right there.
And then
it's an ego thing.
That is an ego thing. And then he came out publicly and said he had to get therapy from Kanye harassing him. And I'm like, all right, well, you freaking tattooed his kids on your neck. What do you expect right now?
They all need therapy.
Well, that's what happens when you're rich. When you're that rich, you need therapy.
Money doesn't buy you happiness.
No, it doesn't. That's why I like where we're at. Adversity. You gotta have a little bit of adversity. You know, things can't be rainbows and butterflies. Or you're gonna be unhappy in life.
Yeah, I agree.
I completely agree. All right. Well, this is our Real Estate and Shit podcast. If you didn't like it, screw off. But everyone else that enjoyed it, we'll have another episode next week. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe below. Leave some comments, good, bad, or ugly. I do not care. Cuss me out. I do not care. I will respond to you, though. So be prepared for a comment back if you say anything negative, and I will come back hard. No, I'm just joking. Before I exit out of here, I want to thank Stacey Crumbaker for coming on as my co-host today. Stacey, thank you so much for gracing us. And then Sadie, the shit part of the show, the fun part of the show, the lively part of this show. Yeah. Sadie, the show would not exist without your energy, so thank you so much. Love that you're here. So, for everybody else, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.